Ego is our prescription-grade skin program to give you the perfect canvas. It treats all conditions such as open pores, oiliness, fine lines, wrinkles, laxity, pigmentation, all forms of acne, rosacea, all the fun stuff that we all suffer from. Now, if you think about the skin is the biggest organ. So this skin needs to match this skin, which needs to match this skin. What happens by the time we're already 20, on the beauty layer, you've got something called epidermal growth factor, which is there for cellular renewal and turnover. And this degenerates by the time we're 20 and it goes and ages. And then over here in the medical layer of the skin, you've got something called fibroblasts, which are the building blocks. They produce collagen, elastin, hyaluronic acid, GAGs. This is in the reticular dermis. And it's also got melanin down there. And from the age of 20, this degrades as well. So it's fun times. We're already aging from the age of 20. And because of this, we have inflammatory skin conditions, like I mentioned, acne, rosacea, pigmentation, and just general aging. So what we needed something to penetrate to the medical layer of the skin. However, everything you buy currently over the counter sits on the beauty layer, the epidermis. So we had to formulate or come out with a patent that could penetrate to the medical layer of the skin without you needing a prescription. And that's when we made BAC12. So what I did is I took 2 decades of clinical experience and turned around and said, what ingredients, what prescription grade ingredients do I like that are lipid soluble, lipophilic, and water soluble, hydrophilic, that can penetrate to the medical layer of the skin without you needing prescription. And we took those prescription grade ingredients, high strength ingredients, and we shrink wrapped them in Japanese technology, Cerakute and Neosin, and we created a nanoparticle that goes all the way down to the medical layer of the skin, i.e. the reticular dermis, without needing a prescription. And this is called Biomimetic Adaptive Complex 12, i.e. bio to your own biology, mimetic mimics you, adaptive adapts to you because we're 8 billion different types of individuals. And then it has 12 prescription grade ingredients that goes all the way down to the medical layer of skin because they're shrink wrapped in Japanese technology and Cerakute technology to go all the way to the reticular dermis to cause true cellular change using your cells to fix you. So we took this technology and we put it in our prescription grade program called Ego. And what normally happens is you partner Ego with Facialis or Integro depending on what downtime you want. So we resurface you and then we put you on the program for 6 to 12 weeks depending on where your skin condition was and where it started from. So if it's my skin, it normally takes 6 to 8 weeks for skin to change its behavior. If it's more severe, then it can take 6 to 12 weeks for skin to transform. This first phase is called transformation. Then we resurface you again, Facialis or Integro. This time you're not as red and you're like, Dr. Vali, the treatment didn't work. And I'm like, yes, it did. Your skin is much stronger. And then we put you on Ego, the skin program again. And this is the permanence phase. And it can be from 6 to 12 weeks, again, depending on where your skin condition started from. And we increase the actives in this phase. And that's really important. I'll come back to that in a minute. And then we do your final resurfacing. And then we turn around and say, you can either stay on the skin program, depending if you like it, or you just need to use 2 creams once a week to maintain your results. Because the last thing you want it to do is to return back to how it used to be. Now, in Ego, it's really important for you to be compliant with the program. So the first couple of weeks in the transformation phase, you kind of hate me, you have redness, dryness and peeling, and I'm not doing it for that. I'm doing it to override your internal inflammation in the medical layer of the skin. And remember, we need the BAC12 technology to work as well. But by week 4, you get your compliments. You're like, oh my God, I'm not using as much makeup, my pores have gone, my skin feels tighter, my condition, whether it's pigmentation, rosacea, acne, is not flaring up as much. So now you're a bit more motivated. And then your compliments are coming in from your friends as well, and they're asking you, what program you're using, your skin is glowing. And that's when you kind of fall in love with me again. And then we resurface you again. And in this phase, the transformation phase, we increase the active, and it's important for you not to stop and start because you have to reach a certain level of tolerance. If you keep stopping and starting, you don't reach this level of tolerance. And that means when we put you on to the next phase, the permanent phase, you're going to have a really hard time with side effects. So then we resurface you and we put you in the permanence phase. And this is where we increase the actives even more. But by this time, you're so motivated that we don't even have to tell you to be compliant. You're falling in love with the program and it's all good. And then what happens, you do your final resurfacing, and most of you stay on the program because you love the results. In the second phase, we move into the neck because this skin is thicker than this skin. This is the thinnest skin on the body, and so is this under the eye area. We always ask you to keep the actives in your program. You'll notice what the actives are. We always ask you to keep it 1 finger breadth away from the corners of the mouth, from under the eye as well. We don't come in under the eye with the actives. We come in just underneath, 1 bring the digit apart from it, because by osmosis or diffusion it will go up. So these are key things you need to remember. For you to have the perfect canvas, you have to undergo something called Ego. And there's different types of programs. There's full Ego, which can be 5 to 10 products. There's partial Ego, which can be less than 5 products. Or there's simply the perfect canvas you can get with Superstar Game Changer and Hero Constant Brightening as well. So it depends what you're comfortable with. Most men go for partial Ego and others go for full Ego depending on the diagnosis of their condition. Or if you've got skin like me, you might just want to maintain it with Superstar Game Changer and Hero Constant Brightening. Now I always say if the cover is now clean and tight, because the side effects of Ego is tightness as well, then we can just compare, we can just partner with a level of contour if you're comfortable with that. I love Ego.